I took Nick Sean's most valuable course. I'm going to log into his website, show you it all for free. And if you're questioning whether to take a course from Nick or anyone else, this video is going to help you. You're going to see what makes a good course from a bad course. What can you expect? Why do people pay for training? Our course is a scam, all these things. I've also got a ton of questions from you guys in the Telegram group, so I'm going to go through that at the end. Before we crack on and look inside, I'm Sam. I'm a student of Nick. I've recently become a verified profitable, and you'll know more on what verified profitable means in this video. And I'm just sharing my journey. So here we go. Firstly, this has potential to be a really long video if I review absolutely everything. There's a ton of info in here, and I'm going to try and choose the most important bits that will help you. But if you're interested in me reviewing the more quote unquote, boring parts of the course, things that are not really as engaging but very necessary, and going through the chapters in a bit more detail and perhaps making a little series on it, I can do that. Just let me know in the comments. I'm going to read them all. And Nick has given me full permission to do this. I'm not just doing this behind his back. I've spoke with him. He said it's fine for me to show off basically as much as I want. So let's have a look inside. Okay, so here we are. We've logged in. As you can see, I've actually got access to all of his products. But the one we're going to look through is the MissionFX full program.
Okay, I'm just editing the video now, and what I've realised is that towards the end of the video, that is when I answered your guys' questions on Telegram. So what I've done is I've put that in now because that's the more important stuff and the stuff you're going to find more valuable. And then the second half of the video is me going through the course, talking about my experience, showing you a bit of the lessons. So if it sounds like I'm referring back to something and it doesn't quite make sense, now you know why.
What we'll do next is I'm going to go through what happens once you complete the course, and then we'll crack on with a bunch of the questions that you guys had. So talking with the one-to-one calls, once you have completed the course, you then get to book your one-to-one session here, and I'll show you how it works. So you come to this page, you click here to schedule your one-to-one session with the team, and then up comes a Calendly link, and you can see what days are available. So today's Wednesday, the 25th, when I'm recording, and tomorrow there's nothing. Then Wednesday there's a few slots. Friday there was a few slots. Saturday's a few slots. Sunday, etc., etc. And yeah, Tuesday there's plenty, and you can go through and look into November. So it's usually about a month or so in advance you can book, and then these dates will start popping up soon. So these sessions, these one-to-one sessions, they're not with Nick. They're with an experienced trader called Jiraj. He was a student of Nick. He was so good, Nick wanted him to help teach others. I've learned a lot from him. He's really helped me tweak things, make a lot of progress. And Jiraj does this every day. So if you're sort of thinking, why are my one-to-one sessions not with Nick? This is Jiraj's job. Nick does do one-to-ones, but not to the extent that Jiraj does. He's done it with hundreds of different people. I would argue because he does it so often, he may even do a better job than Nick when going through your journal and tweaking your approach, because he's seen so many different people and different trading strategies. To access Discord and the live group calls, you need 2 weeks of trading journal history on a demo. You then need to apply, and you'll be allowed in once you've proven that you've had that journal history. I really like this because not just anyone can freely enter, only committed people are allowed in. I find the Discord space really great because it's not spammed with chats. Some courses you'll finish, like I may have said earlier, and you'll get into the Discord chat or the Telegram chat, whatever you're in, and there's so much going on. You send a message, you come back 20 minutes later, your message is gone, it's not getting answered. But in this, it's not spammed at all. It's a good place to build online connections with like-minded people. And in fact, I'll show you now what the Discord looks like. Here you can see I'm in the Discord server now. Here's his full program Discord server, which is what I'm in. And I've also got his close friends one. But you can see all the different sub-channels. So he's got his Hangout chat, which is basic chit-chat. Like there'll be some chat in here is just genuine people having a chat. But a lot of the time you get people just putting analysis in there. This is Yanko. So he's a verified profitable trader, which by the way, if you have a blue name tag, that means you're verified profitable. Again, I'll get to what that means soon, but anyone with a blue name is verified profitable. And sometimes, like he's just posted a meme. And then sometimes you've got like this guy Rich who's been smacking it for years, and he'll post what he's doing. And then you've also got the swing trading, which is the chat I use more, which people just posting, like I had a chat with Nick earlier, and just people posting their analysis, reacting, like asking questions, all stuff like that. And I used this so much when I was a beginner. I still use it now, but so much to just ask questions, because even if Nick's not around, like there's all these people, like all these verified profitable people that are better than me, like now, and they're helpful. Like it doesn't have to be Nick that answers your question. Other people will know things as well. And there's other areas of Forex which there'll be other areas which Nick knows less of than other people. So it's just like very valuable place to be. I would argue that the close friends Discord is more active. There is more messages popping up But I would also argue that there's more beginners in there, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's for me, for the place I'm at, I get more value out of this now than probably I would close friends. But you may be different. You may be brand new. You may want to see how Nick trades. You may want a more active chat, in which case close friends might be a better option. Because when you become profitable on your own, you're less inclined to pay a monthly subscription to sort of learn someone's trades because you've already really done that graft. But in the full program, it is a one-off payment. You have lifetime access. Everyone here is growing together. There are people that have been more profitable than myself for longer, people that have been in here for years. He has a bunch of rules where just saying, no spamming, like keep it clean, and it is, in my opinion, really useful because this just keeps it professional, which is what you want really. If all you want to do is get better at trading, which is why I'm assuming everyone's here, then you just want to keep it professional. Okay, with the blue name, verified profitable, to be verified profitable, you need to send 2 months of consecutive like reasonable profit on your account. Like you can't have made like 1 or 2% or 1 or 2 units of risk because that you can sort of fluke that. But you need to send 2 consecutive months of reasonable profit. You need to get the trading history, download the statement report, and you just send it to Nick. And once that's done, it's almost like it's a bit of like, so we've got a students results bit here, and you'll usually get celebrated in here or in the Hangout chat, and he'll just tag everyone and be like, guys, like Sam is now profitable, or like Tony's now profitable, or Michael, like whoever. And yeah, it's great. And the student results page is great, especially there's a lot of more beginners in here who are sharing their journey too and things they've found. They ask questions. So this Discord program and the unlimited one-to-ones, there were the main reasons I decided to go with this. All the information about Forex is out there, but this is truly really what you're paying for, is this service. Okay, so now we'll go on to the questions that you guys had from Telegram. So the first one is, have I recovered the investment from the course? So not yet. I've been profitable for 3.5 months now, so I'm getting quite close. If I continue at this rate, I would have by the end of the year, so around Christmas time. But it's all relative because if I had decided to risk more capital and trade with more risk, I could have recovered the course investment in just like a couple trades. But it's all relative to how much you decide to risk, and that depends for each person in each situation they're in. Something I noticed is when I drastically increased how much I risk per trade, I made some weird decisions and I lost some trades that I should not have lost. So rather than just scaling up massively, which I could afford to do so, I'd rather gradually get there, like be profitable with a certain amount of risk per trade for a few weeks and then increase and just repeat. So next question, does the course provide signals, profits, stops? So no, that's MissionFX close friends. The full program is all about teaching you, turning you into a trader. The next one is, did I ever try the compounding course? I actually have access to it and close friends, so I could do a review on those if you would, potentially if you would like, just let me know in the comments. But yes, I did some testing with the compounding course. I managed to actually 3x a small account from 200 to 600 pounds in about a week. I think it was just over a week, which was really cool. But the idea of the compounding course is that you load multiple small accounts. So I tried it like another few times and failed. So overall, I think I probably lost like 200 pounds. So I did it like 4 times and I succeeded 1 in 4. And for me, it just, the way that worked with me mentally, I didn't really like that approach for me, but some people smash it. But that was before I was verified profitable. Is it worth to invest 3K into the course or into trading? So my opinion is that you pay with your losses or with education. You're going to pay either way. So even with education, you're still going to suffer losses for sure, but it makes sense to surround yourself with a coach, like-minded people to fast track your progress and just help you grow. You'll have to decide if the price is worth it for you, or if you look at a cheaper option elsewhere, which will unlikely be as good. I mean, there may be, I don't know all the gurus and the programs out there, I'm not sure, but you may have to do some digging and try and find some other places if you want to spend less. Is the target audience experienced trader or a newbie? So I'd say both. A newbie has more to gain from this as they know nothing, but the experienced trader has the Discord and the live calls to gain and the one-to-ones. Okay, next question. How does the course differ to his free YouTube? So it's very in-depth. It covers the really boring topics which are important, but they aren't going to get lots of views in YouTube. He talks about things you would not think are involved in trading, such as the dopamine system, session times, when price can be more or less volatile, spreads, brokers, like things which you need to know and are important, but ultimately they are boring. Like trading can be quite boring. But his fundamental approach on his YouTube channel That's pretty much how he trades. And he's just showing you the end product of his experience and his knowledge that he's got. But he's not really teaching you how he got there as such. Next question, how is a one-to-one structured? That's a great question. We go through the journal. I already usually will have questions lined up for Jiraj before the call starts. I note them down actually through the week. So if I notice something I'm not happy with or I'm querying, I've got like a notes page on my computer and I'll just jot them down there. We would talk about the strategy. A fresh pair of eyes is great as well because sometimes they point things out that are so simple, but you just miss because you've been staring at the chart every day. You've been staring at your journal every day. We would usually finish the lesson with 1 to 3 things I need to work on, and I would go away and work on that. And it's my job to get that done. And he would usually encourage me to book my next call as soon as I'm ready, really, as soon as I feel like I've achieved those things. I usually ended up doing one every 4 to 6 weeks. How much time do you need to devote? So a few weeks and you'll complete the course maximum. If you're doing one a day, it's a 13-day course. But then it's about making trading part of your routine. For me, it's every morning before I do anything, Monday to Friday, really. I wake up, I look at the charts. It's now at the point, really, I only really need about 30 minutes to just skim through and just make any decisions. Some days, not even that. On the weekend, it's a bit more random when I will do backtesting and analysis for the following week. You can definitely have a job alongside learning to trade. You can just choose a higher time frame. So if you're busy, if you work a 9 to 5 job, you can probably get away with doing the H4 chart. You might miss a few candles in the middle, but unless you can check the chart during the day on your phone for a quick minute, or the daily chart, or the 12-hourly chart. You can sort of choose it to your liking. And usually, the higher the time frame, the more solid a support resistance zone is anyway, if that's your approach. Chances are, though, if you're obsessing over the chart, like let's say you've got the perfect setup and you can spend all day looking at the computer, I wouldn't even recommend that from my experience, because if you're obsessing over the charts, chances are you'll get analysis paralysis and you'll end up making some decisions you shouldn't have. Is his trading style more intuition than technicals? So, well, Nick would be the best man to answer this. It's a real mix. Most of the trades he takes, I see, and I understand why he took them due to technical analysis, yes, but sometimes he takes trades I personally would have decided not to trade, and vice versa. So occasionally, I will win a trade and he may lose one, and vice versa, like same way around. So to answer the question, he always has a reason based on technicals to take a trade, but there's definitely intuition involved, which is something which is hard to explain. But intuition is like a feeling where you don't remember this before, but you're like subconsciously you do. So you can't personally give the reason, but it's your gut telling you, like, I've sort of seen this before, and this is the feeling I'm giving you.
Okay, so that was me showing you the Discord, answering any questions you guys had from Telegram, and now I'm going to show you through like the lecture content of the course and how it's affected me and what I learned from it.
Okay, so before we have a look inside and I show you some bits, the way it works is you have to make an application to join and be a part of the program. Okay, you have to give some information about yourself. You've got to write a short paragraph about why they should accept you, why you're valuable, why is this going to work for you. Like, it's got to work both ways. Which I actually quite like, because this means they filter out people that shouldn't really be there. Some forex groups you go to, there's like 10-20% of the people quite committed. The rest are sort of just there and they've filtered out, which is fine, but maybe you want one space where they're all there. You get an onboarding call with a guy called Stefan, and he'll run through any questions in the course. And if you're good to go ahead, then you go ahead. But they have been known to turn people down for reasons, such as if they're not committed enough, if they're not financially ready, maybe they don't have enough time on their hands to really. I mean, I suppose that comes under commitment, or if their lifestyle, if they're going through some sort of something in their life and they're just like, maybe you should come back to us in a few months when things have calmed down. So that in itself, I found quite valuable as a customer, because the people that are going to be in there, they've had to pass a process. Not anyone is just allowed in. So I quite like that. And yeah, that's part of the reason why I chose it. All this information's out there on Google for free. But what this does is it condenses it for you to learn quicker. You then get chucked into a Discord group surrounded with like-minded people. You then get unlimited one-to-one group calls. So there's a lot of reasons why I decided this was the best fit. And yeah, I really liked how professional this all seemed. I was a complete beginner. Some of you might be there now who wanted to learn Forex, didn't really know anything about it. I knew the concept of it, but I didn't know any rules, things about brokers, leverage, all those sort of things. I didn't really know. And I just wanted to make some extra money. So yeah, the process of placing a trade is very low time investment. It's just a few clicks. But learning the skill and the experience, that's not a low time investment. When you invest money into something, it's different. It's not like watching a few videos. You've now invested something into it, which is it for me. I don't know for you. For me, it motivated me more to succeed. Now I'd invested money, I did not want to lose. I wanted to keep going until I've succeeded. And I feel like I have succeeded, but there's still the journey doesn't stop. You don't succeed and stop. You just keep going and going and going. As you can see, there's 13 days of lessons. But for me, it took me. Oh, here you go. And there's the bonus, like the compounding course is a bonus as well. It's added below. So I've watched a lot of backtesting videos on there to sort of develop his intuition and stuff and see how he acts. But there's 13 days of lessons. I think it actually took me around 15 or 16 days because a few lessons, like where's the long one? So the technical analysis, these lessons are quite long. I did watch them in one day, but because it was so much information, I didn't really want to move on until I fully was confident in what I'd learned. Because then I feel like I get to the end and I'm sort of like 50% there. I wanted to make sure each lesson I'd sort of smash and I can repeat it back to you. Even after completing the training, I would read these notes back to myself weekly for a couple of months until it was just second nature to me and I didn't really need to read them back anymore. But I would keep checking back, keep going back through it. I think I actually repeated the course the second time around. I skimmed through it a bit quicker and I sped it up, but I've done the course twice effectively, so yeah, I've got my money's worth. So how is it structured? Each lesson gives you a ton of info, and then at the end you have action items. So action items are basically questions to answer, goals to achieve before you move on to the next lesson. So we can see if I skip to the end here. So I've just skipped to, here we go, day 2, which is optimizing your mindset. And here's some action items. Just identifying your natural tendencies are, start to fix or think what you can do better. Identify a current belief system you hold and challenge it. Just things like that. And that's all about your mindset and how you need to not. Sometimes it's very easy to look at a chart and be like, because I'm looking for this strategy, you start to see it a lot. But in fact, maybe that strategy is not there. And someone looking at a different strategy, when you would be placing a buy with your strategy, someone's got a different strategy placing a sell. And to identify a current belief system you hold and challenge it, I believe that's what it is, to try and be very neutral. Even though you want this to happen, you've got to look at it neutrally and forget what you want because it doesn't matter what you want in trading. It's irrelevant. Again, like if you can get through all this and you do it and you achieve everything, that's another sign that you're committed. So again, to get through to the Discord server, the group, it's just full of committed people. And I would say being committed is the number one trait to succeed, not just necessarily in this course or Forex, but in most things in life. If you're committed, you don't have to be the smartest guy in the room or girl, whatever. You can outwork a lot of your rivals and what you need to do and achieve. And with commitment, something to ask yourself is like, when was the last time that you truly, truly committed to something and did not make progress? And just ask yourself that, and then hopefully that will give you some belief that I'm not saying everyone's going to become profitable because they don't, but it'll be interesting. I don't know how you'd measure it. It'll be interesting to see those that are profitable versus those that are not. What is the difference in commitment? Not IQ or knowledge or backgrounds, just commitment. What's the difference? It'll be interesting to see that. Okay, so I'm going to cover some of the important ones. So we're going to look at technical analysis, and in this, he basically covers a lot of different approaches. So that here, support and resistance is his approach, but he'll also cover trend lines, wick-off price cycle, which to be honest, I don't even use, but it's like he's got a lot in there. So even if you don't personally like his approach, he's got loads of other different ways you can approach this. It doesn't have to be the same one that he currently uses. Another important lesson is day 9, creating your trading system. So he gives you a real basic approach of using the break and retest for support and resistance zones for you to start and go from there. But every couple of weeks, looking at what worked and what didn't, you're looking to tweak your approach. And that lesson is about this. It's about the improvement and how you can adapt and change things and make things, find out what's winning, what's losing, lots of things like that. Another really useful lesson is day 10. So it's back testing and forward testing. And here he's just showing you how to back test on TradingView. That's basically it. And then forward test, which is with a demo account, doing live testing, but not risking real money. I personally found that spending a lot of time back testing on TradingView really helped me to build intuition. And I feel if you're new, I recommend making it a daily habit for at least 20 minutes. If you decide to learn a skill for even just 20 minutes a day and you never miss a day, it doesn't take very long until you're very good at that skill, in my opinion. Okay, so wicked. Cheers, everyone, if you're still watching. Thanks a lot. Let me know if that was helpful. Let me know in the comments like what you may want to see next time, if you want me to review anything else or any questions you might have for me. You can access my Telegram. I've actually opened up a chat page on the Telegram where people were asking me loads of questions. They also asked me questions for this about the next course. So feel free to join that, get involved. I hope I can help. Cheers.